From the tank on the campus of the College of Staten Island, CSI Sportsnet presents NCAA Division II men's basketball coverage live on the ECC network. In tonight's matchup, the College of Staten Island Dolphins take on the Alliance University Warriors. Good evening, everybody. My name is Joe Foreman, alongside my broadcast partner, Nick Durst. And Nick, the Dolphins come in having won 2 in a row, playing some of their best basketball of the season. They look to win 3 in a row for the first time this season here tonight.
Yeah, Joe, I'm back, and the Dolphins are playing better than ever. We're here for the last calendar game of the season, or of the year, actually, which is pretty crazy to think. We're already cruising through here. Last game of 2022 for the men here. But right now, the story has been Messiah Mallory. Let's just start calling him Mr. Met, Joe, because he wins the big award, the Metropolitan Writers Association. He is their Player of the Week. And, of course, that wasn't all for him. He was the ECC Player of the Week, or an award he's used to as well. And he's been leading the way so far for this team.
He certainly has, both Messiah and his teammates coming through in a big way these last 2 games. For Mallory specifically, he scored 29 in the game last week against UDC. He had 21 more in the Dolphins' second game of the week against American International College. 2 big performances for him, 2 more big awards for Messiah, but as we know, he's given plenty of credit to his teammates as well, and deservedly so. One of his teammates, J.J. Chestnut, East Coast Conference Rookie of the Week, a big award for him as well.
Yeah, Messiah Mallory, no stranger to bringing that award here to the College of Staten Island, and Chestnut's taking that mantle now, and he is the ECC Rookie of the Week. Tremendous job by him last week, averaging almost 9 points and 6 assists. Tremendous week overall for the Dolphins. As you mentioned here, they're going for their 3rd straight win, and they are playing a team here tonight in Alliance University who has lost 6 straight. So they're a desperate team right now. Dolphins looking to continue the momentum here, so we'll see how this one plays out.
And we can't talk about what the Dolphins have accomplished in the last week without talking about what Luis Armas did at the end of their last game. Dolphins were tied with the Yellow Jackets. Armas broke that tie from way downtown. A huge 3-pointer for Armas, helping the Dolphins to the win. Their 2nd consecutive victory. Armas has been very good this year as well.
That was the shot of his life right there for sure, or at least of his Dolphins career. So clutch in that moment. He's playing major minutes this season. Tonight, Dolphins going to be a little bit of short bench, so I wouldn't be surprised if Armas and Mallory are playing the whole game here today. But Armas has been tremendous. He gets better and better every game. You could see the work he's putting in on those off days at those practices is certainly paying off for him in spades right now.
Well, I know you spoke about Armas' fitness. He certainly is not indulging in McDonald's, but we certainly are, and we'd be remiss if we didn't mention that this is the McDonald's pregame show. Luis will have to wait until the offseason to enjoy a Big Mac. But once again, this is Joe Foreman alongside Nick Durst, welcoming you into the College of Staten Island. Once again, this is the McDonald's pregame show. The Dolphins and the Warriors about 8 minutes and 45 seconds away from tip-off. As we've said many times already, the Dolphins looking for their 3rd straight win. As Nick mentioned, the Warriors come in having lost 6 in a row following a 4-1 start. They're looking to get back into the win column here tonight, and you have to think the Warriors believe that against this Dolphins team that comes in shorthanded, they certainly have a chance to do so.
Right, absolutely. And here's the thing. The Warriors, they're very well rested. Their last game was on December 6th. They got blown out by Post in that game, 68-47, and they are looking for their first conference win this season. 0-3 in the ECC, 4-7 overall. So pretty good start to the season by them in non-conference play. But 6 straight losses here. They need to take advantage of their height. They do not shoot particularly well from 3-point range this season. They're below 300, so they're actually 256 on the season for 3-point range. So they are a team who is certainly going to attack the paint, and they have the height advantage for sure.
And taking a look at where they may look to find some offense tonight, Isaias Aris, their leading scorer, their leading rebounder. He's scoring 16.7 points per game, rebounding at 10.6 rebounds per game. And though he may not be directly matched up with Messiah Mallory, those 2 players, both the leading scorers and rebounders for their respective teams, it should be a very entertaining back and forth tonight. We already mentioned the Dolphins will certainly depend on Luis Armas tonight. His scoring has been key. J.J. Chestnut has been the playmaker, and into the starting lineup tonight will be Josh Vargas. The Dolphins looking to add some size to that starting lineup, insert Vargas into the starting 5.
Vargas, 6'8", had a lot of starts last season in his first season here for the Dolphins. Kind of fell out of the rotation there as far as the starting lineup is concerned, but he's in there tonight. He's given that height, and again, very tall, very lanky team here for Alliance University. So Vargas is going to be in there. He's going to get some minutes tonight, and that's going to be interesting to see because we haven't seen much of Mallory not playing at the center position this season, and you see Mallory this season has been great. 16.1 points per game, 9.2 rebounds, and 3.4 assists. Now, that assist number is really high, I would think, because the Dolphins, they give him the ball in the paint, and he's very smart about it. If he makes a move to the basket, he's open, he's going to take it and shoot. If he gets double teamed, which happens quite often, he kicks it out, and there's all these wide open shooters here who are able to knock in the shots this season. Of course, early in the season, Waterman, he's out injured, but set the record for three-pointers last year for the Dolphins. He knocks down his three-pointers. Armas has been great shooting three-pointers. So that's what Mallory does. He's very high IQ in the paint. So let's see how that works out tonight when he gets that ball. Where's Vargas going to be positioning himself on the offensive end?
Mallory's certainly one of the most versatile Dolphins in this lineup. And you said it, Nick. The shooting around him has certainly made him better. He's never one to not give credit to his teammates. He was very quick to praise them when we spoke to him during our post-game interview last week. Of course, Messiah then received a pair of individual accolades to conclude the week: East Coast Conference Player of the Week and Met Basketball Writers Association Player of the Week. You mentioned the Dolphins without Bryce Waterman. They lose a player who was their leading scorer ahead of the two games last week. He was surpassed by Mallory. Luis Armas still in the lineup, shooting 37% from downtown. But another reason Mallory has really begun to pile up the assists, the sheer number of minutes he's playing. Both he and Luis Armas played all but 1 minute across the two games last week. They have been out there quite a bit, conditioning paramount for this Dolphins team, and we began to see that take a toll just a bit in the game against American International at the start of the second half. The Dolphins really struggled with turnovers, a problem they've had at times, especially late in the first half and early in the second halves of games during the season. That's something they'll hope to avoid tonight, as those turnovers allowed the Yellow Jackets to take the lead and force the Dolphins to play from behind late. However, the Dolphins have shown the ability to play from behind. Even more so, they've shown the ability to build an early lead in games.
Absolutely, and that's going to be the key if they're able to do that, because a lot of times this season it's come down to the very end, whether they've blown some leads or they're just playing catch-up and they weren't able to capitalize at the end. So we're seeing the Dolphins playing their best basketball this season right now. And tonight's going to be a challenge, though, Joe. We have a lot of inactives tonight for the Dolphins. We'll give the lineup, of course, a little later formally, but for now, just very briefly here. Armas is starting, Chestnut starting, Mallory, of course, is starting, Shkolny gets the start, and Vargas gets the start. So a different starting lineup one we've never seen before. Men's interim head coach last season, Nick Duran, in the building here. So he's looking to watch some of the players that he coached last season, like Mallory and Armas, who had a fantastic freshman year under him. But we'll see how this rotation works out tonight. It's going to be different. A short bench. I counted, I think, 7 or 8 Dolphins who are active tonight. So we'll see how that rotation works. I said it before. I think Armas and Mallory are certainly going to play the whole game.
That is a very strong possibility, and we can't talk about what happened last week, especially in that second game against the Yellow Jackets, without talking about another player that Nick Duran coached last year in David Shkolny. Shkolny had one of his best offensive games of the season, scored 16 points, 4 of 6 from downtown. As you and I both know, and as we saw last year, he is a player that always hustles, always goes after the loose balls, definitely a presence defensively as well, especially in the passing lanes. But he was 4 of 6 from downtown in the Dolphins' last game, demonstrating his versatility as well.
Absolutely. Shkolny, always a max effort guy, defensively, offensively. Especially we see him drive to the lane so often, take some hard shots and lay it open in. But when he's shooting the ball, that's massive trouble for the opponent, because that adds a whole new dynamic to the Dolphins' offense.
Certainly does. They will need his scoring tonight. Once again, the Dolphins with 8 healthy bodies heading into tonight's matchup against the Warriors. Starting lineups coming up in about 2.5 minutes, so we will step aside and take a break. On the other side of this commercial break, we will have tip-off between the College of Staten Island and Alliance University. This is NCAA Division II men's basketball coverage on CSI Sportsnet, a proud part of the ECC network.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, but we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And we are back from the tank. Joe Foreman rejoining you alongside Nick Durst, and starting lineups are being introduced out on the floor. Nick, you have those starting lineups.
First for the Alliance University Warriors, number 4, the senior at 6'6" from Chicago, Illinois, Isaias Aris. Next up, number 21, the freshman forward at 6'9" from Austria, Nikias Schoderstedt. Number 1, the graduate guard from Jamaica, Joel Bailey. Number 5, the graduate guard from Orlando, Florida, Jordan Rodriguez. And number 12, Isaiah Murphy from Brooklyn, New York, now for your CSI Dolphins. Number 10, the sophomore guard from Fort Lee, New Jersey, Luis Armas. Number 20, the freshman guard from Watervliet, New York, J.J. Chestnut. Number 23, the sophomore from Watervliet, Messiah Mallory. Number 30, the sophomore guard from Staten Island, New York, David Shkolny. And number 50, the big guy in the middle from Fairhaven, Massachusetts, Josh Vargas.
This a big game for both of these teams. The Dolphins looking for a season-high win streak. The Warriors looking to snap a 6-game losing streak. Once again, the Dolphins starting Shkolny, Chestnut, Armas, Mallory, and Vargas, and they're heading over here ahead of tip-off.
They're very excited to see us, Joe.
They're happy to have you back, Nick,
What a way to end the year for them. They get to have us broadcast their game.
Final home game of the 2022 calendar year for the Dolphins. They still have a couple more games on the road before the new year.
You and I will be back, of course, on New Year's Eve for some women's basketball.
Can't wait. As we are underway from the tank, the Dolphins win the opening tip as Aris jumped against Vargas. Chestnut uses the Mallory screen and gives it up to Messiah. Shkolny looks to drive baseline, finds Vargas, and Vargas can't get the bank shot to go.
Good pass there. Vargas caught a little by surprise, unable to finish.
Joel Bailey gives it up to Nikias Schoderstedt. Schoderstedt to Rodriguez on the left wing, and Rodriguez will try the three. That's short and rebounded by Mallory.
So early on here, Chestnut controlling the ball here with Velasquez coming off the bench tonight.
Mallory up top to Shkolny. He'll try a three. Splash.
Nothing but net. You mentioned it, 4 for 6 in his last game. Picking up right where he left off. Big three-pointer here to get the Dolphins on the board here early.
I mentioned it during the pregame. Shkolny 4 of 6 from downtown last time out. Showed off the range against the Yellow Jackets. He knocks down an early three here. Harris stripped, and Shkolny has another steal.
Mentioned in the pregame, Shkolny, high effort on the defensive end, comes up with the big steal there.
And there's a nice feed from Chestnut to Mallory for the easy two.
Great pass and an easy finish for Mallory.
Chestnut continues to pile up the assists. He's been in command of this Dolphins offense. He's also played a lot of minutes. And that's Bailey for three.
Bailey came into this game averaging 11.2 points per game, the second leading scorer for Alliance.
Chestnut right at the basket, and he banks it in.
Chestnut, the ECC Rookie of the Week. Very impressive here early on.
That's a tough finish by Chestnut as that shot was tipped in by Isaiah Murphy.
Good job there by Murphy to get his own rebound and tip it in all in one motion.
Vargas looking to post up, spins, and lays it in.
Vargas using his big frame to take advantage and lay it up and in.
Dolphins lead it by 4. This is Bailey using the screen from Eris. Open man in the corner is Murphy. His three-pointer won't go. Shkolny has the rebound. Chestnut into the corner for Mallory. His pass tipped and out of bounds off the frame of the backboard. Dolphins will inbound, 20 on the shot clock. Chestnut, the inbounder. He finds Shkolny for 3. Short. And the rebound goes to Bailey. Pull-up jump shot by Bailey is good. And the Warriors are back to within 2.
Bailey, plenty of open space there. Pulls up and knocks it in.
3 of 6 start for Alliance. 4 of 6 start for the Dolphins. Shkolny, big crossover. Backs in, and he traveled.
Shkolny a little too aggressive there. Ends up with the travel for the turnover. 9-7 Dolphins here with 16:46 to go in the first half.
First turnover of the game for Staten Island. The Warriors also have one. That came on the steal by Shkolny. Eris, well beyond the arc on the wing. Hands off to Bailey. This is Rodriguez working against Shkolny. Good defense by Shkolny. 7 to shoot. Bailey in traffic had it swatted away.
Vargas, good defense there to swat that one away.
Chestnut has Mallory on the roll. Now Vargas, and he couldn't corral the pass.
Coach Tibbs not happy with that turnover.
I think he wanted Mallory to shoot it. Dolphins by 2. 4 minutes gone by in the first half. Schonerstedt to the wing for Murphy. He now looks to drive. Pull-up jump shot is good.
Plenty of room there for Murphy, and he's able to capitalize. Tie game.
Shkolny. Floater. A bit short. It's tipped and rebounded. Underneath by Shkolny. And Shkolny goes up. Can't finish on the bank shot. Another high-effort play from Shkolny. Just couldn't get the shot to go. Corner 3 is good by Jordan Rodriguez. And the Warriors have their first lead.
Rodriguez not shying away from shooting here early on. Big 3.
Vargas sets a screen, now looks to roll. He's got it inside and throws it off the base of the backboard. Eris, defended by Shkolny, sends it up top. This is Bailey for 3, and that's good.
Joel Bailey for 3.
Joel Bailey making his presence felt here early on. Alliance University now up to a 15-9 lead.
Chestnut into the corner for Armas. He hasn't attempted a shot yet. Shkolny will try another, and that's no good. And a foul is called underneath against Vargas. That will bring us to our first media timeout of the game. 14:37 on the clock in the first quarter, or I should say the first half. The Dolphins trail by 6. Our score, Alliance 15, Staten Island 9.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials, live music, and the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
And we are back from the tank where the Dolphins trail by 6. Nearly 5.5 minutes gone by in the first half. Dolphins got out to an early lead, but the Warriors have picked up their shooting, specifically from the outside. Alliance now 3 of 5 from downtown. Inside of 20 to shoot. Eris will look to drive on Mallory. And the backhanded layup is good.
Eris showing there why it is that he is the Warriors' leading scorer.
Strong take to the rim against one of the Dolphins' premier defenders. Mallory did win ECC Defensive Player of the Week in Week 1 of the season. Chris Velasquez into the game for the first time, replacing Josh Vargas. Shkolny finds Mallory. Mallory quickly doubled. Shkolny with 2 on the shot clock. Had that shot partially blocked. It's rebounded by Alliance.
Mallory was triple teamed there.
We've seen teams decide not to let Messiah Mallory beat them in some games, and it hasn't mattered in many cases, as that's an air ball, but the putback is good.
You put that as an assist, Joe? What do you do?
That's an air ball.
Timeout, Dolphins.
And TJ Tibbs, visibly upset, has called timeout. Nick, what has changed from the early start for the Dolphins, who got out to a nice lead in the opening minutes?
Well, right now, they're just not necessarily getting open here. They're trying to force some shots up, and they just don't seem to be falling. Not many open looks at this point, and a lot of the passes into the paint have been deflected or have been met with double or triple teams. So it's very difficult right now for the Dolphins to get any good looks offensively.
Early in this game, both teams were shooting well. The Dolphins were 4 of 6. Alliance was 3 of 6. Right now, the Warriors are 8 of 12. The Dolphins have missed their last 5 shots. They're down to 4 of 11 from the field, about 36.5% from the floor. Adefella Fakarode into the game for Staten Island. He replaces David Shkolny. Chestnut inside to Mallory. Mallory finishes the layup in heavy traffic.
3 Warriors draped all around him. Mallory able to lay it up and in from under the rim. Nice play by Messiah.
Warriors not giving Mallory any room to work under the rim there, but he made space for himself. That's a strong move inside. Kick out into the corner for Rodriguez. He pulls up, and he buries it over the outstretched arm of Chestnut.
Rodriguez off to a great start.
This is Velasquez. And his shot is off the front rim, no good. Harris gives it up. This is Murphy. And off to Bailey. 15 on the shot clock as Bailey looks to drive. He fakes. Turns. And can't connect. Rebound to Mallory.
Tough break there by Bailey as that shot was halfway down and rimmed out.
Mallory for 3. No good.
Good luck, though. Coach Tibbs happy with that shot attempt. He wants Mallory to shoot more, as we saw early on.
Mallory stepped right into that one. He appeared to be shooting well in rhythm there. Dolphins trail by double digits as we are now inside of 12 minutes to play in the half. And that layup won't go, but the rebound goes to the Warriors. Harris looks to drive, sends it to the corner for Bailey. He's defended by Velasquez. Bailey pulls up. Too strong. And it was knocked away by Chestnut. And that will send us to immediate timeout. 11:33 on the clock in the first half. The Dolphins trail by 10. This is NCAA Division II men's basketball coverage on CSI Sportsnet, a proud part of the ECC network.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experiences possible.
And we are back from the tank. Once again, Joe Foreman joining you alongside Nick Durst. Dolphins got off to a strong start in this game, Nick. They now trail by double figures. CSI has hit just one of their last 8 shots.
Dolphins having a lot of trouble right now, burying baskets here. They got out to that early lead, and from there, it's just been all Warriors, and the Warriors are up by 10 here at the almost halfway mark in the first half.
Taking a look at some of the individual numbers, Mallory leads the Dolphins with 4 points. On the other side, Joel Bailey already has 8. He's 3 of 5 from the floor, including a perfect 2 of 2 from beyond the arc. 20 on the shot clock for Alliance. This is Eris, defended by Mallory. And Eris finishes the scoop layup.
Just a great job there by Eris down low to make that shot.
Chestnut for Mallory. Back up top to Velasquez. He crosses over and pulls up. Too strong off the back iron and tipped away and rebounded by the Warriors. I'm not sure the Dolphins have gotten off to a poor start like this in any home game this year.
You have to wonder, Joe, if the Dolphins, perhaps, they look at Alliance University's record coming in here.
That's Eris for 2 more.
So you see that the Warriors have lost 6 straight, and maybe you think, oh, this is going to be an easy one, and they overlook the competition level here. And right now, the Dolphins are just not up for the task.
I have a feeling this coaching staff will not let this team look past anybody. That's just a hunch on my part. But the Dolphins are not off to a good start. That's indisputable at this point. They trail by 14. Chestnut will look to drive, and the left-handed layup won't go.
A lot of congested looks right now from the Dolphins.
Joel Bailey for 2.
On the other end for the Warriors, they're getting right to the hoop without any hesitation.
Dolphins led this game 9-2 as they commit a bad turnover. Bailey to the rim, and that barely goes down. He gets the friendly roll, and the lead is 18 points. Fakarode for 3, and that's a big shot for the Dolphins.
Right now, the Dolphins, they need to get more of that and to start looking for some open looks from three-point range, because when they take it to the basket, they're getting swarmed by defenders and not getting off good shots.
Dolphins needed that shot to go. It finally snaps the scoring run. This is Murphy, defended by Fakarode. Nice spin move, and he connects on the jumper.
Right now, the Warriors are scoring at will inside the arc here. Dolphins unable to contest any shots.
The Warriors were on a 10-0 run before that last Dolphins basket. That won't help things. The Warriors now with a chance to make this a 19 or a 20-point game as we have a foul. David Shkolny will check back into the game for Staten Island, replacing Luis Armas. Tavian Kemp into the game as well for Alliance University. And we speculated that Armas and Mallory could play some big minutes. Armas will get a breather here as the Warriors were forced to call a timeout ahead of that inbound.
Coach Tibbs saying that
Warriors.
the timeout by Coach Jones should not have been.
Well, what he was saying is that the inbounder could not call the timeout. That's the discussion that's taking place on the floor right now. See if we can get a look inside of that discussion. Coach Tibbs saying the inbounder can't call that timeout. And that discussion is ongoing. Timeout was a 30-second timeout. Now the officials appear to be talking about it a bit. Won't change anything, however, as it will be Warriors basketball, and they lead by 17. Right now, Alliance shooting 14 of 21 from the floor. It's unlikely that's sustainable, as we have a travel.
Right now, the Warriors, as I mentioned before, they're doing a great job of getting to the rim uncontested.
Chestnut wanted Mallory, who was double-teamed underneath. The pass is tipped out to Velasquez. Dolphins will reset. Chestnut for Velasquez. He'll try a three. No good.
Deep shot attempt there by Velasquez.
And that's good defense by Mallory to get back.
Good D there against Sheer Morady.
Morady with a bit of a give and go there. Pushed that ball up the floor and cut straight down the lane in transition. And I have a feeling the Dolphins bench would not have been happy if CSI had allowed that basket. And you can count that basket and one.
Well, tremendous job there by Aris to take that contact and lay it in as well, as you get another look here on the replay.
Aris straight to the basket into heavy traffic. Still awaiting the announcement as to who that foul was called on. Both Mallory and Velasquez were in the area. And that foul call does go against Mallory, who takes a seat on the bench.
Vargas back in the game here.
Free throw is good.
Right now, Dolphins, two leading scorers of the active players in Armas and Mallory, both on the bench. Let's see what the Dolphins look to do here offensively.
Dolphins have gotten contributions all around in their victories over the last week, as Shkolny has another offensive board, but he's emphatically rejected on the putback. You can see the size that you highlighted during the pregame on the inside for Alliance is giving the Dolphins some problems around the rim.
Certainly has been an issue.
Morady was left open in the corner. He's too strong on the three. Shkolny has the rebound. Dolphins have numbers. Velasquez for Chestnut. Inside to Vargas. He couldn't handle it. And it's going to be Warriors basketball, as we will head into another media timeout. Dolphins now trail it by 20, just over 7.5 minutes to play in the first half.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
And we are back from the tank as the Dolphins talk things over in their huddle right along the CSI sideline. Their deficit is 20 points. And, Nick, we've seen it from this Dolphins team all year. They are capable of building a big lead early. They're also capable of playing from behind. They would hope to see this hole not get any bigger as they still have 7.5 minutes to trim this lead down in the first half.
Right now, not where you want to be for the Dolphins, down by 20 so early. You need to keep that number at 20 at the most right now. You can't let this get any further out of hand because you're going to be continuing to have to climb an uphill battle. You want to trim this lead here in the next 7.5 minutes so you'll be within striking distance to come out in the second half.
Dolphins have hit just 2 of their last 15 shots. Combine that with 15 of 23 shooting for Alliance. And that's a recipe for disaster as the Dolphins come out of the timeout with a bit of a trap right in front of us along the sideline. 12 on the shot clock, and the Warriors are going nowhere right now. They get it into Aris. He had a mismatch against Shkolny, but the ball was poked away with 7 on the shot clock.
Seeing some more defensive pressure here on this possession, which could be a recipe for success for the Dolphins.
7 to shoot for Alliance here as they'll inbound it from the baseline. They get it into Aris. 5 on the shot clock. Bench calls for a double. Man left open. And shot no good by Nick Schlipf.
Good job by Vargas there to get that rebound. So good defense on that possession by the Dolphins.
The instruction to double there came from the bench as Chestnut is blocked. But that ball lands out of bounds, and it will remain CSI basketball.
Lucky break there for the Dolphins. I think Morady touched that as it was going out of bounds.
I'm interested to see how much Chestnut looks to score here with both Mallory and Armas on the bench.
Armas
just came back
yes.
in, so
Chestnut,
Mallory
I
on the
think
bench.
Chestnut is on the bench now, right?
Chestnut's the
he's
inbounder.
inbounder. Okay.
Unsurprising that they elected to bring Armas back in when Mallory left the game, as we have a foul underneath. Shot clock resets to 20. Dolphins will inbound it from the baseline. They get it into Vargas. They look to post up. The hook shot won't go. And possession once again stays with the Dolphins.
A lot of second chance opportunities here for the Dolphins. Need to see them take advantage and capitalize in some of these.
Velasquez in the corner. They'll bring it back out and reset. 15 to shoot. Velasquez to the rim, and he lays it up and in.
That, Joe, was really the first time this game we've seen the Dolphins get a clean look driving to the rim. If they could do more of that, they'll be able to score a lot easier because a lot of their inbound passes, as that shot is missed, a lot of their inbound passes into the lanes here have been met by heavy traffic and a lot of hands.
That was an impressive finish by Velasquez over the 6'8" Morady. Deficit is 18 for Staten Island. Shkolny looked to take it inside. It was kicked out of bounds by Alliance.
Chestnut to inbound again.
He gets it into Armas and receives it right back in the corner. He thought about a 3, and he was tripped up. Foul goes against Alliance. Once again, 20 seconds on the shot clock. And Velasquez gets the fadeaway to go.
All right, Velasquez now heating up a little bit. Back-to-back possessions in which he has scored.
And that basket is waved off for an offensive foul.
Harris called for the offensive foul with the push. Mallory's going to check back into the game for the Dolphins as Vargas heads to the bench. Warriors have a slew of substitutions as well.
Right now, no Dolphin with more than 4 points in the game. Alliance has hit a bit of a cold spell since that timeout. Dolphins haven't surrendered a basket. This is Armas, 15 on the shot clock. Defended closely on the outside of the Dolphins. Chestnut has Mallory, who will look to post up. He sends it back to Velasquez. Armas for three. No good. And it stays with the Dolphins at this end of the floor.
Nice job by Mallory to knock that into the defender. As it goes out of bounds, the Dolphins will maintain possession.
Inbound goes to Mallory. Now Shkolny will survey. Velasquez. Chestnut into Mallory. 10 to shoot. Velasquez left open. Splash.
7 big points in a row right now for Velasquez.
7-0 Staten Island run here. They've cut the lead to 13. Whatever the message was in the huddle during that latest timeout appears to have worked. And that's a big basket to end the run by Jordan Rodriguez.
A J-bomb by J-Rod. Jordan Rodriguez there with the open look in the corner, knocks down 3.
Armas for 3. No good. Warriors look to push it here. Murphy was doubled and got it away. And Bailey was fouled.
So foul goes against Shkolny there. Of our first free throw attempts of the game.
No foul trouble for the Dolphins in this game. 4 players, just 1 foul, and that's big with only 8 bodies available. Bailey taking his time at the line. First free throw is good.
Four minutes left here in the first half. Dolphins looking to trim this lead. Need to be a little aggressive here on defense and continue to look for the open looks on offense.
Second free throw is good. And just like that, Alliance is back ahead by 18. It's Chestnut to the rim. He hangs and hits.
Good job there by Chestnut to get the ball to the basket. He scores.
That's a pair of impressive finishes by Chestnut in this game. He's been aggressive attacking the basket. That pass reeled in by Rodriguez. 10 to shoot. Murphy rejected by Velasquez.
Great defense there by Velasquez.
Chestnut around the back, had it poked away, and he committed an offensive foul when the ball was loose. And with that, we will have our final media timeout of the first half. Our score with 3:19 remaining in half number 1. Alliance 39, Staten Island 23.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
And we're back from the College of Staten Island where the CSI men's basketball team trails by 16. Women's basketball just wrapped up their game on the road at Caldwell University. The Dolphins falling in that game by a final score of 65-49. Dolphins fall to 4-7 on the season with the defeat. Women's basketball will be our next broadcast. Their next game will come on New Year's Eve as they will take on Pace University Setters.
Should be a great way to end the year here at the Tank.
Women's basketball played on New Year's Eve last season. Quietly, some of our staff may have been hoping they chose not to this year. Perhaps some of the players may have felt the same way, but to no avail. So we're here on New Year's Eve, and be sure to spend the early portion of New Year's Eve with us here on CSI Sportsnet. Still plenty of time left in this game. However, the Dolphins trail by 16. Murphy looks to drive, count it, and one.
Isaiah Murphy for 2.
Isaiah Murphy takes that straight into the teeth of the Staten Island defense, as you'll see on this replay. And he's able to convert through the contact. Saw Mallory there respecting a potential pass to Schonerstedt. And that allowed Murphy to finish against Velasquez. He'd beaten him by just a step. The free throw is no good. The lead remains 18. Here comes Velasquez. He wanted the corner where Shkolny was wide open. Couldn't get it there, as that's kept in bounds, and it remains with Alliance. We've spoken about high-effort plays during this broadcast already right there. The Warriors keeping that ball in with a series of tips along the sideline. That's Rodriguez. His three is short, and the rebound goes to Chestnut.
Dolphins here want to try to get this to a 14, 15-point game going into the locker room.
Mallory, baseline drive, reverse layup, no good. Thought perhaps the player may have grabbed the net. That basket really shook. Just over 2 minutes to play in the first half. Bailey kick out. Schonerstedt off the mark. Rebound to Velasquez. Chestnut for Mallory. Mallory pivots and can't get the bank shot to go as Rodriguez pulls in the board.
Attacking Schonerstedt there, but Schonerstedt, a very tall defender, is draped all over Mallory.
Just over a minute and a half to play. Half number one. Dolphins trail by 18. And Alliance now has their largest lead of the game at 21 points. That was Tavian Kemp from downtown as Velasquez had it poked away. He did draw a foul. Both teams have done a good job staying out of foul trouble. Dolphins are one drawn foul away from a 1-and-1 bonus. The Dolphins would have to commit 2 more fouls to send Alliance to the line for free throws. Here comes Velasquez to the rim again, and he banks it in through the contact.
Velasquez for 2.
9 points for him now. Go to the line looking for 10. Leading the way so far for the Dolphins.
It's been a tough half for the Dolphins offensively, but finishes like that by Chris Velasquez have kept some hope alive, as there have been few reasons for optimism here in half number one. That free throw too strong. Dolphins trap in front of the Alliance bench and commit a foul.
It's going to be a 1-on-1 now, Joe.
Scoreboard has 16 fouls. That was 7 against Staten Island right there. As that puts the Warriors in that 1-and-1 bonus.
Dolphins found number 20, J.J. Chestnut, his second, team's 7th.
Joel Bailey at the line for Alliance. And he hits the front end of the 1-1. Michael Wallace will check in for the Warriors. If I'm not mistaken, that's the first time we've seen him tonight. 57.1 on the clock in this first half. And Bailey goes 2 of 2 from the line.
21-point lead here with under a minute left to play in the first half.
Dolphins can go 2 for 1 if they choose. Shkolny is fouled.
That's going to be on 1-1. So crucial here for the Dolphins to get these points with the clock stopped.
Warriors found number 3, Tavian
Dolphins
first, team 7th.
were protesting that Shkolny was in the act of shooting, but it's going to be a 1-1. And first free throw is good. One more from the stripe for Shkolny. And he goes 2 of 2 from the line.
Big free throws there.
Justin Cardenas into the game for the Dolphins. Dolphins once again continuing to press. Kemp was left open, but the Warriors will take their time. Their lead is 19. As Wallace is left wide open, he's short. And a foul is called. And I think that's going to go against Fakarode.
Looks like when he's going for the rebound, missed the ball and made some heavy contact there with Wallace.
Wallace will head to the line for a 1-1 as Fakarode and Cardenas head to the bench.
His first, team's 8th.
First free throw is no good. Mallory has the rebound. And the Dolphins will have the final shot of the half. Ten seconds to play in half number 1. This is Chestnut. Mallory sets the screen as Chestnut drives. Can't finish. Velasquez has the rebound. And with 1 second, he gets a shot up, and it won't go. That was halfway down. And that will do it for the first half. Our score heading into halftime, Alliance 46, Staten Island 27. We're joined by TJ Tibbs on the other side of this short break.
Here with Coach Tibbs. Coach, not the start you're looking for in this game, but a bright spot. What we and Joe thought was the way Chris Velasquez has played off the bench here so far tonight. What do you like about his effort coming off the bench?
Oh, he didn't get the start tonight, and he came off with a lot of energy like we needed him to. Like a senior, like a mature player, and he is the reason why we're somewhat in the vicinity of this game. But, you know, the story of the game is we're being completely out-coached and outplayed right now.
All right, so big things, of course, going to be changed in the second half, we would imagine, but a bright spot here. Coach Duran in the building tonight. He's back here watching you guys. What did he mean to you for all those years being on your bench with you?
I mean, man, everything to this program, especially what he did last year. He made it a lot easier for us to come in this year and to do what we're trying to do. So, I mean, nobody gets as much as CSI as Nick. There's nobody more besides Tony Petoza. There's one guy. But having Nick here, you wish you could give a better effort in the first half. But our guys are going to give a better effort in general, but for him in the second half.
All right, thanks, Coach. Best of luck. All right, Joe, back to you.
Thank you, Nick. As CSI men's basketball head coach TJ Tibbs joins us ahead of our halftime break. We have about 14 minutes on the clock before the start of the second half, so Nick and I will step aside. And when we come back, half number 2 in this NCAA Division II men's basketball matchup between the College of Staten Island and Alliance University.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
When your car is damaged, where you take it is your decision. But insurance companies would like you to think otherwise. While they may have a lot of pull, it may not always be in the best interest of your car. Your car will be fixed right and on time. What insurance company can argue with that?
Call Dependable Auto Body at 718-447-4898.
Hi, Meals on Wheels. I'm Marco. I'm a college student, and I volunteer as a driver for Meals on Wheels. I think it's awesome meeting these people. I mean, they're so interesting. They've had so many wonderful experiences in life. Your community helps to raise you up into the person that you become. Meals on Wheels is a great way to give back to that community.
Hobra, a taco joint, Staten Island, where we're proud to have shared our family-first spirit with people from throughout New York City and the world. With indoor dining available both at the bar and on the floor. Or step outside for additional seating and an outdoor bar. Serving beer that's crisp, ice cold, and worthy of a day at the beach. Cocktails that explode with flavor. And great food made with the freshest and healthiest ingredients available. Events feature food and drink specials. Live music. And the best of Staten Island nightlife. Your CSI Student ID saves you 10% on your dining order at Hobra. Visit us at 412 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
The Kettle Black on Staten Island, a top 5 wing joint in America by Food and Wine magazine. Serving daily lunch and dinner at the bar or on the floor. Perfect for family and group parties with top shelf drink and delicious food. From great times with good friends. Live sports and watch parties. To Staten Island's hottest nightlife. The Kettle Black features live music and DJs weekly. The Kettle Black features daily and nightly food and drink specials. The best Staten Island has to offer is at the Kettle Black. We'll see you there at the Kettle Black, located on 415 Forest Avenue, Staten Island.
Chipmunks want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Cook. And chill.
We chipmunks are notoriously tight.
Check your steps. The road chip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed ours.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just, please, don't leave. Okay. But remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
And we're back from the College of Staten Island as we are about set to start the second half between the College of Staten Island and Alliance University. Dolphins trail by 19 at the start of half number 2. And Nick, after a good start for the Dolphins, just about everything went wrong from that point forward. They didn't shoot it well. Alliance shot the lights out. Dolphins turned the ball over only 6 times. Not a bad number, but CSI struggled in just about every aspect of the game.
Shooting only 11 for 33 right now, whereas Alliance is shooting 18 for 32. That's pretty much the story. Alliance 5 for 14 from three-point range. Dolphins 3 for 10. And you mentioned it, only 6 turnovers, but a lot of their entry passes into the lanes have been deflected, so not many clean looks for the Dolphins in the first half in the paint.
Bit surprising that the Dolphins scored 16 of their 27 in the paint. Before looking down at the stat sheet, I wouldn't have suspected that. As that's a wide-open 3, and that won't go for Isaiah Murphy, but he has it on the baseline, kicks out. Harris is open, and he knocks it down.
Harris left wide open there. He scores that point. He had 9 points in the first half.
Not the start the Dolphins were looking for in half number 2 as Mallory spins, finds Shkolny. And that rattles out. And that's rebounded by Rodriguez.
I think the Dolphins here, they need to just get up as many shots as they can if they want to trim this deficit. And they got to play some good defense.
There's another shot from downtown. This time it's Jordan Rodriguez. And things have gone from bad to worse for the Dolphins very quickly here. But you made a good point, Nick, and I think it's probably an apparent one to everyone watching at home. The shooting was the biggest story of the first half. Alliance really shot the lights out in half number 1. And that was after a drought late in the half. They didn't start the game shooting all too well. Hit 2 of their first 5 and then got red hot from that point forward. Finished the half 18 of 32. At one point, they were shooting nearly 70% from the floor as Mallory can't hit the jump shot.
A lot of Alliance's shot attempts have been uncontested.
That will certainly help if you can get good open looks. The Dolphins, when they have attacked the rim, have taken some really tough shots inside. And they've hit quite a few of them, and I think that's where those points in the paint have come from, primarily on very difficult shots. We saw one by Chestnut, another by Velasquez. They've earned everything on the interior. That free throw is good by Isaiah Murphy.
We saw a bit of it late in the first half where the Dolphins kind of tried to employ that trap defense. I'd like to see them do some more of that because it did seem to give the Warriors some troubles.
They definitely slowed them down in getting set offensively, and the less time you have at the offensive end of the floor, the harder it is to get an open look. It's much easier to defend for 18 to 20 seconds than 22 to 25 as Mallory's fouled. And he will head to the line with the Dolphins looking for their first points of the second half.
Warriors foul number 21, Machias.
Mallory was getting some instruction from the bench after he drew that foul. And the first free throw is good.
Well, certainly the instruction was probably make these free throws first and foremost, and Mallory off to a good start here.
Second free throw, no good. Mallory goes 1 of 2 from the line. And on the inside, that's Joel Bailey who lays it up and in.
Dolphins defense issues continue here in the paint.
Mallory, left-handed finish. That's a tough shot.
Good job there by Mallory to make that shot over Schonerstedt.
Pace has quickened just a bit as the two teams go back and forth here. Dolphins trail by 26. Harris buries it.
Isaiah Harris for 2.
Harris keeps shooting when he's got a little bit of space, and he keeps making the shots.
He's a tough cover. He's shown the ability to drive, the ability to knock down shots. Speaking of knocking down shots, Luis Armas has a three-pointer.
His first of the game. Dolphins going to need a lot more of that if they want to come back.
Not easy to hold Luis Armas scoreless through 20 minutes, but the Warriors did just that. Armas gets on the board for the first time with just over 17 minutes to play in the second half. Warriors work it around the perimeter. This is Rodriguez. Back over to the right wing and up top for Bailey. He'll try a three. That's no good. And Harris has the tip in.
Crazy tip in there by Harris.
Harris now has 16 points. Shkolny left open, and he rattles it in.
David Shkolny.
Good response there by Shkolny. So Dolphins now have back-to-back three-pointers. Need a lot more of that because, as we know, Joe, this Dolphins team is do or die by the three-pointer for the most part.
Man left open there was Schonerstedt. He couldn't connect. Dolphins have the rebound. Here comes Chestnut. Chestnut drives baseline to the corner for Velasquez. His three-pointer is no good. And Shkolny bats it out to Armas.
Great job by Shkolny.
Velasquez to the rim, and he can't get it to go. Velasquez has been aggressive, but he's been under control. Got caught just a bit too deep on that shot attempt underneath the rim. That's Bailey again, and he hits.
Joel Bailey for 2.
And we are headed to a media timeout with 15:43 on the clock in the second half. Dolphins now trail by 26.
Well, for me, just kind of was the glue that kept my family together. I feel like I don't know what it was that drew me in, but after I started playing for a while and started seeing some early success as a little kid, to see how much it meant to my parents to see me play the game and try to make a difference was really what fueled me to keep playing and stay competitive. Being a triple major is not necessarily easy, but at the same time it is what you make it. Being a tighter-knit university, I have a lot of classes with the same professors, so they know me pretty well. I think it's that personal relationship that really helped me to thrive as a student. I was able to come here and get my triple major, as well as play a super high level of baseball against some of the best players in the country. There's a lot of options here in Division II with a lot of great ball players and a lot of great people, and they make sure that they give you every opportunity to succeed on and off the field.
Last call for concession stands, ladies and gentlemen. This is the last call for the concession stand.
Last call for concessions, says the public address
Better
announcer.
get your pretzels, Joe. Got them while they're hot.
The fans better not get the pretzels because the leftovers typically come down here.
Oh, nice.
We'll see. Dolphins will inbound. Score 62-36 in favor of Alliance. Shkolny hands off to Chestnut with 20 on the shot clock. JJ looks to drive baseline, gets to the rim, banks it in, and the foul.
Excellent job there by JJ to get to the rim and lay it up and in.
Chestnut will head to the line for one more after this finish. Strong move to the basket. Once again, the Dolphins have maintained their aggressiveness attacking. As Chestnut finishes there off the window. One more coming from the stripe. Free throw is good.
There's that trap again.
Harris picked up his dribble at half court. And Murphy will bring it across the timeline. Bailey over to Harris. Directing traffic. This is Rodriguez now. 10 on the shot clock. Schonerstedt to the right wing and now inside for Harris. And Harris was rejected, but he traveled.
Excellent defense there by the Dolphins. Going to need a lot more of that if you want to continue to chip away at this lead.
Velasquez had a mismatch, but got a piece of that ball on the way up. That was a good defensive play. He then had help on the second attempt. Mallory. Hook shot is good.
Nice move there by Mallory.
Long pass up the floor for Harris. And you can count that basket. Another and one.
Mallory now in a bit of foul trouble. I think that's his third foul.
That is indeed 3 on Messiah Mallory. And a basket like that is momentum killer for the Dolphins.
That's the way to beat those traps there. Someone's going to be open when they're being trapped.
Free throw is no good and rebounded by Mallory. Chestnut up to Velasquez. Velasquez, big crossover. Open jumper is good.
Nice move there with the crossover. Steps back wide open, makes the shot.
That nearly stolen by Shkolny. Bailey into the corner. Up top. Murphy had it poked away. And will stay right here.
Great defense there by the Dolphins, nearly forcing the turnover at first, and Shkolny poking that one away.
Here's a look at that last make by Velasquez off that big crossover as Adefella Fakarode checks in. He replaces Messiah Mallory, who gets a breather with 14:14 on the clock in the second half. Harris has it and will look to clear out. Up top, man left open is Murphy. Can't connect, and Shkolny has the rebound. Here comes Chestnut. He hangs and can't hit. It's tipped out and rebounded by Alliance. Murphy will look to push all the way to the rim, and he draws a foul.
It's going to go against Armas.
Right back to the line for Alliance. For the Dolphins,
Luis Armas, his second.
that's team foul number 4. Two shots for Isaiah Murphy. He has 10 points in the game. 4 of 10 shooting. And his first free throw is good. Joel Bailey leads the way with 20. He's 7 of 10 from the floor, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc, and 4 of 4 from the free throw line. Isaiah Harris also has 18. He's a perfect 8 of 8 from the field. Murphy hits both free throws to extend the lead back to 23. 13:40 on the clock. Chestnut gets a screen from Armas. Kicks out, and Armas will try. No good from 3. And we'll stay right here as we had a foul call against Alliance. Both teams with 4 team fouls.
It's crucial now, Joe, that the Dolphins really need to start scoring on almost every possession here if they want to have any hopes of coming back.
Armas for 3. Air ball. It was tipped and rebounded by Chestnut. Now Shkolny. He's short. Fakarode with the rebound. He gets tangled up underneath. And a foul is called against Alliance. CSI bench loving this effort from the Dolphins right now, but they'll need a lot more where this has come from as they still trail by 23. Shkolny. 18 to shoot. He looks to drive. Off the spin, he is swatted. That was Morady. Fakarode left open, and he hits the triple.
Fakarode. They needed some points there, and they finally got them as he knocks down the three.
When you get that many chances, inevitably you'll score. As Harris traveled, and the Dolphins have a chance to get back to within 20.
No doubt about it there. Harris with the travel. Dolphins right now looking to make this deficit less than 20. Currently trail 66-46.
Chestnut will bring it up. He posts and spins and scores.
J.J. Chestnut for 2.
Chestnut's roasting on an open fire. JJ laying up the ball at your nose. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Chestnut going to the line for an N1.
How long did you rehearse that?
Just came to me, Joe. We're in the holiday spirit here.
I have trouble taking that at face value, but a job well done. As Chestnut's free throw is up and good, the Dolphins are back to within 17. The CSI bench beginning to come alive a bit. That was tipped, nearly stolen, and a foul is called. Foul goes against the Dolphins here as they'll attend to a wet spot on the floor. Inbound went to Bailey. He was tripped up, and the Warriors keep it in bounds. Good defense by Armas, and he could not save it.
I don't know about that, Joe. We'll get another look, but it's going to be tough to see with our camera angle from where that happened. Armas thought he didn't come out down with that out of bounds. We'll see momentarily after this play.
We'll get a second look at it once we have a stoppage. As that shot is short. Good box out by the Dolphins. They draw a foul on the rebound, and fortunately for CSI, that call an inconsequential one, but nonetheless, we'll take a quick look at it.
He didn't have the ball in his hands when his feet went down, Joe. I think he got rid of that.
It's a 1-and-1 now for the Dolphins, and that's big because it gives the Dolphins a chance to take points off of this lead. With the clock stopped.
Armas to the line here.
Every free throw huge at this point, but there's plenty of time left in this game. And Armas hits the first.
Dolphins now back in this, Joe. Down 16.
Second free throw is good. The Dolphins back to within 15 points.
Well, like Rasheed Wallace says, the ball don't lie. Armas makes the 2 free throws. He's still shooting 1,000% from the free throw line this season.
Warriors were lucky to keep possession there. That's a tough shot by Morady. A much-needed basket for Alliance. And a timeout is called.
I don't know how Morady made that shot. That was a high level of difficulty shot there. He gets it, and he circus shots it in.
Well, the way he received the ball at center court had him a bit out of control. There you see him. He did regain his composure and floated it in. When you watch it again on replay, he appears a lot more under control than I initially thought he was, but nonetheless an impressive shot by Morady to extend the lead back to 17. So with that, we'll step aside and take a quick break. Our score, Alliance 68, Staten Island 51.
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades. It was my sophomore indoor season. It was the first year with our new head coach. And he comes in and he's like, we could be a national contending team if you guys work hard. And I heard him and I was like, well, I want to be a national champion. I want to be an All-American. And I bought in because he bought into our team. And I qualified to go to indoor nationals. I decided I wanted it, so I went and grabbed it.
CSI deficit is 17 points with 12:24 on the clock in the second half. Dolphins looking for their 3rd straight win. Alliance looking to snap their 6-game losing streak. Dolphins keep the same 5 on the floor. This unit has done a good job in helping CSI chip away at this lead. Chestnut into the corner. Fakarode left open. No good. And the rebound goes to Rodriguez.
Good shot attempt, but unable to fall there for him.
Dolphins all over the place on defense. They are in each and every passing lane as Shkolny commits a foul there. And I meant that in a positive light, as the Dolphins are getting a foot or two off the floor into the air, trying to tip passes from beyond the timeline, looking to jump every pass in the half court. But this level of effort is one that is very difficult to sustain. Crossover by Murphy, and his pass goes awry. It will be Dolphins basketball.
Good defense there. Free throws are going to come into play here soon, Joe. 7 fouls for the Warriors, 6 for the Dolphins.
Dolphins will certainly need to capitalize from the line the rest of the way when given the chance. And the longer they can go without committing that 7th foul, the better. The deficit is 17 points. Chestnut gets it over to Velasquez and receives it back. Shot clock down to 18. Shkolny for 3. That's way off. And the rebound goes to Bailey, who was fouled.
That's the 7th foul there.
Well, as I said, the Dolphins would have hoped to go a bit longer without committing that 17th foul. But with that, the Warriors will go to the line for a 1-and-1. Joel Bailey will be the shooter.
Dolphins certainly are missing Bryce Waterman's shooting in this game. Just haven't really been able to get the offensive attack going here. A lot of stop and go, a lot of misses as well.
Free throw is good as Bailey converts on the front end of the 1-and-1. Bailey now has 21 points in the game. He goes 2 of 2. Warriors pressing just a bit. And with that press, the Dolphins' momentum was certainly slowed as the Dolphins had trimmed the lead down to 15. Alliance has scored the last 4. Fakarode left open again, and he buries another 3.
Anafella Fakarode for 3.
9 points for him this game off 3-pointers.
Messiah Mallory back in for Staten Island. 15 to shoot. Bounce pass inside to Morady. He goes right at Mallory. Hook shot is up, and it's good.
Sheer Morady for 2.
When they need a big answer, Morady's been the guy for the Warriors.
Mallory goes up, can't finish off the window, gets it back, and is fouled. Mallory will head to the line for 2 shots.
We said that the Dolphins really need to take advantage of their free throws here. Need to score as many points as possible. The clock stopped.
First free throw by Mallory is good. And Mallory short on the second as Fakarode nearly got his hands on that ball. Bailey crosses over, looks to drive. Met by Fakarode, pulls it back out. Now Murphy into the corner for Rodriguez. Rodriguez had it stripped away, and the Dolphins come away with it. Velasquez for Mallory. Back to Velasquez. Up top, Armas for 3. Short. Deficit stands at 17. We're inside of 10 minutes to play. Bailey up top. Gets a screen from Rodriguez. Now Morady, step back triple. And that rattles in.
Huge shot there by Bailey. Bailey is killing the Dolphins in this one.
And Chestnut hits that shot. Quick answer at the other end. Warriors work it around the outside. They're content to let some time come off the clock here as we have a whistle and a foul.
4th foul on Mallory.
Looks like I had the incorrect score on the broadcast, so I apologize for that. I reached out to Sportscast today to try and get our scorebot back up and running. Crickets.
Well, Joe, it would be a great Christmas gift, but I'm going to say better luck next year.
We have 1 game left in 2022, so I'm beginning to lose hope.
It's beginning to look a lot like bleakness when it comes to scoreboard.
Free throw no good on the front end of the 1-and-1 by Morady, and Velasquez has the rebound. Velasquez throws one up and gets it to go. 15-point game again.
Velasquez has done a nice job off the bench here tonight.
Eight and a half minutes to play. Dolphins trail by 15. Pull-up shot off the back iron, rebounded by Aris. And the Dolphins can't force the jump ball, but Velasquez dives to the floor and steals it away.
Max effort by Velasquez right now.
And that shot is good on the inside. Luis Armas for 2. Timeout on the floor.
Maybe we can get a replay of that whole sequence there, Joe, because that was sparked by Velasquez, who was able to go for the jump ball first, knocks it away, dives, gets the ball. So let's see here the replay. Right there, the shot is up, comes down with it, and Velasquez goes running for it, picks it up, tosses it back to Chestnut. Chestnut sees Armas going to the basket, who lays it up and in. And a big play there by the Dolphins.
And the big question, Nick, is it too late? It's a 13-point game with 8 minutes left. I think the answer is an emphatic no. As the Dolphins trailed big in this game, they have battled most of the way back, but at least half of the way back, as the largest lead of this game was 28 points. So they're more than halfway back now, still with over 8 minutes to play.
Need to make their offensive possessions count, because with the way the Warriors have shot or have gotten open for shots, it's really tough to say they're going to continue to miss shots. So continue here, make the shots if you're the Dolphins, and you could trim this lead even further.
Well, last time Dolphins came out of a timeout, they came out of the timeout strong. See if they can do that again. Looks like they're going to keep the same unit out there. Though it appears that Mallory, who was out there, is back to the bench, so that's my mistake. Now, was Mallory in the game ahead of that timeout? He was, correct?
I think so.
We'll double check
He does
our
have
live
4
stats.
fouls here.
It's a good point. He was not in the game. Shkolny came in right before the timeout. As the Warriors do get the ball up the floor. And that one nearly went down. Once again, Isaiah Murphy, aggressive attacking the basket. Two shots from the line for Isaiah Murphy. He has 12 points in the game, 8 assists as well. And the first free throw is no good.
That's big for the Dolphins. Obviously, both teams in the penalty moving forward here at the free throws, so they're going to continue to play a big factor in this one.
Taking a look at the free throw numbers for the two sides. The Dolphins 8 of 11, and the Warriors 11 of 16. And that's an 0 of 2 trip to the line right there.
Foul called against the Warriors on that free throw.
While we're on the topic of free throws, I couldn't believe it when I saw it. But going into last week, the Dolphins were averaging around 6 free throw attempts per game. Really remarkable.
Too low.
I couldn't believe how low that number was. 12 to shoot. Armas back to the basket, kicks out. Velasquez looks to drive. Pull-up jumper is good.
Heck of a move there by Velasquez to the basket. And Joe, we only have an 11-point game now.
Chris Velasquez had a very nice game. He has 15 points. And we have a foul called underneath. We'll get a second look at that as well.
I don't know about that, Joe, but that's another foul against Armas now, so not great for the Dolphins.
Slow it down just a bit in a moment following this first free throw. Once again, it's Joel Bailey at the line, and the first free throw is good. Here's a quick look at that last play. We'll try that again. I think that's a good call.
Both free throws are good.
It's back to a 13-point game again. Just over 7 minutes to play in the second half. Shkolny thought about a three, now looks to drive. Finds Velasquez. Fakarode left open. Splash!
12 points for him on the three-pointers here tonight.
Fakarode looked to draw a charge, and Aris goes right past him.
Warriors had the automatic answer there. Dolphins got to continue to make those shots here, but they got to have to come up with some big defensive stops as well.
Alliance by 12. Chestnut draws the foul. And that's a smart play by Chestnut. He was looking to pass and felt the contact and threw one up at the backboard.
Absolutely, Joe. And now the chance to make this a 10-point game with the clock stopped.
Chestnut's had a nice game as well. He has 12 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds, 5 of 9 shooting, and only 2 turnovers, which were an issue last time out. Free throw is good.
Certainly playing up to his ECC Rookie of the Week standard here tonight.
Dolphins will be back in action in 3 days. Their next game on Saturday at Georgian Court. That free throw is short, and the rebound goes to the Warriors. 6:20 to play in the second half. Dolphins have cut a 28-point lead down to 11. Harris will hand off. This is Bailey. Bailey uses the screen. Now Murphy. He thought about a triple. Looks to drive. Goes at Fakarode. Can't get the bank shot to go. Harris has the rebound, and he was fouled.
Big by Harris there to get that offensive board, but he gets fouled there by Velasquez.
And that's a spot where the Dolphins missed Messiah Mallory on the floor and his ability to rebound.
Absolutely.
And now Velasquez has 4 fouls as well.
Dolphins just giving up so much height right now on the glass.
Harris stands at 6'6". Big man on the floor for Alliance right now.
Right now, Armas, the big man on the court for the Dolphins at 6'3".
Big rebound there by Fakarode. The lead is 12. Just under 6 minutes to play. Velasquez. Floater is good, and Chris Velasquez continues his phenomenal game as Chestnut nearly stole that pass. And Shkolny rejects the shot inside.
What a sequence there, Joe. Velasquez takes it to the basket, lays it up and in. Warriors try to come back quickly the other way. Shkolny says not today and rejects that shot.
Harris underneath, lost it, and it's grabbed by Bailey, who's left wide open for 3, and that's a big shot as the crowd falls silent.
Big silencer there by Bailey.
Huge shot by Bailey, who's had an excellent game himself. He now has 29 points. We approach 5 minutes remaining in the second half. This game slipping away from the Dolphins just a bit with that last shot. They need a basket here. Armas, no good. Fakarode has the rebound, and his follow is rejected. Bailey open in the corner again. Wisely will take some more time off the clock. Rodriguez for Harris. Harris right at Shkolny, and he's fouled yet again.
Every time we're looking up right now, it's either Bailey's making a shot or Harris is going to the free throw line.
Harris has missed just 1 shot. He has 21 points, 9 rebounds. 9 of 10 from the field.
Harris came into today averaging 16.7 points per game and 10.6 rebounds. So status quo for him, looking at another double-double.
Free throw is short. That helps the Dolphins out. 3 Dolphins now have 4 fouls. Mallory, Velasquez, and Fakarode.
4:30 left. Dolphins are really going to have to score in pretty much every possession here if they want to win this game.
If you're TJ Tibbs and this Dolphins coaching staff, as disappointed as he was in the first half effort, the effort has certainly been there in the second half as Shkolny went down and he remains down. And that's an easy 2 at the other end. Timeout is called. And the Dolphins simply can't afford to lose anybody, but you hate to see that. As we're going to head to break here, the Dolphins trail by 16 points, 4:23 on the clock.
My dad was a soccer coach and bought this little book bag. I could sit in the book bag, like facing backwards and with like my legs out. So I'd be in his book bag when my dad coaches and the ball's going around. I'm like kicking at the ball in the back. And my dad was like, "We have a prodigy." So he put me into soccer and it just progressed from there. The catalyst was the opportunity to play soccer at a Division II school. On my team, I thrive to work as hard as I can. I mean, whatever you do on the field, there's a positive correlation to whatever else you do. Be it personal relationships, homework, the way you carry yourself. I've changed since I got to King University. It's really helped me to develop as a leader. I think it's honestly the best thing that's ever happened.
And we're back from the College of Staten Island, as David Shkolny was able to walk off under his own power. So that's a really good sign for the Dolphins. But the Dolphins now down yet another player with about 4:20 to play here in the second half. The deficit is 16 points. 85-69 our score.
Messiah Mallory back in the game now, taking over for Shkolny.
3 Dolphins on the floor with 4 fouls as Fakarode tries another 3. It's off. And the rebound goes to Alliance. Fight for it underneath, and Rodriguez pulls it away. And that's Kemp with the easy lay-in for 2 more. Mallory on the turnaround. Too strong. Rebound by Aris. Three and a half to play. The Dolphins trail by 18. Dolphins got as close as 11 as Kemp is off on the 3. And it will be Dolphins basketball. Justin Cardenas at the scorer's table, ready to check in as we head to a media timeout. Our score with 3:22 remaining in the game. Alliance 87, Staten Island 69.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
And we're back from the College of Staten Island. Dolphins trail by 18 with just over 3:20 remaining in the game. Dolphins trail by as many as 28, cut it to 11, but the CSI comeback attempt appears as if it's going to fall short tonight. Chestnut has it. 20 on the shot clock. He finds Velasquez. Another pull-up for Velasquez is good, and he's had himself a great game tonight.
Yeah, I spoke to Coach Tibbs at halftime about Velasquez coming off the bench. He said, you know, they need that effort off the bench, and he's shown the maturity in this game that he's able to handle it.
Velasquez now has 19. Also has 5 rebounds in the game. 8 of 13 from the field. If I'm not mistaken, tonight, the first night, Velasquez has come off the bench. And he's responded with potentially his best game of the season. Did have 21 in a game earlier this year. Still 2.5 minutes to play in this one. Chestnut straight into the teeth of the Alliance defense. And JJ Chestnut has had some really impressive finishes tonight.
Absolutely. And
the Dolphins steal the inbound. Don't write CSI off yet, as Velasquez can't hit. Chestnut has it, and he lays it up and in.
JJ Chestnut for 2.
It's a 12-point game, and the layup won't go. How about that?
All right, got to see what the Dolphins could do here.
Armas for 3, no good. And Fakarode looked like he was going for a putback as Velasquez dives to the floor, can't get it. And we'll see if the Warriors just dribble out the next 22 seconds or if they try and do a bit more here on this offensive possession.
See if the Dolphins start fouling on the next possession.
That's a tough shot, and Bailey gets the roll. I think he banged knees with someone out there. He's limping up the floor, but there have been a lot of standout individual performances tonight, and Bailey certainly one of them, as Velasquez hits another 3, and that will prompt a timeout.
CV3 there, but Bailey has had an excellent game.
That's a season high for Velasquez. He now has 22. We mentioned Bailey. He's had himself quite the game. He has 31 right now.
Well above his season average of 11.2 points per game.
As I've said already more than once, impressive performances from more than one player on each team. Aris has his double-double, 22 points, 10 rebounds, 9 of 11 from the field. Bailey also very efficient, has the 31 points on 10 of 15. Velasquez is 10 of 16 with 22 points. Chestnut, 7 of 11. He has 17. He's 1 assist shy of a double-double. And Chestnut is certainly a triple-double threat out there. He has 5 rebounds as well. My Apple Watch just warned me that with the sound level here in the gym, I could suffer from hearing loss. I've never seen that one before. It's a bit taken aback, so much so that I felt the need to comment on it.
Well, last season, Joe, I would say the PA was booming. We could barely hear each other at times.
It's hard to introduce the starters over public address, so we typically wait. Warriors do get it in. Their lead up on the scoreboard is 9, so I may have the incorrect score again. I think they just changed it. As you can count that basket. The correct score is 91-78. Cole Bailey continues to pile on the points. He now has 33. He's also 8 of 8 from the line. We'll see if the commentator's jinx strikes right here.
You're pretty good at that usually, Joe.
Not this time. They've been giving me quite a hard time about that, so I'm happy to see that Bailey made that free throw as Velasquez with another tough shot. He's been fearless on the inside as Aris goes around the back and throws it down.
Isaiah Aris for 2.
Well, tremendous drive there by Aris to go around the back and slam it home, and that's the dagger in this one.
That puts an exclamation point on this game for Alliance as Cardenas will try a 3. He's way off, and the rebound goes to Murphy. We'll see if Alliance takes a shot clock violation here. And they will take a timeout just for a substitution as the clock is stopped at an even 40 seconds.
Rough way for the Dolphins to end December here at home.
And there's a three-pointer
Green for three.
from Christopher Green. He just checked in off the bench. His teammates happy to see him get a bucket. The lead is back to 17. Chestnut with the left couldn't finish, and that should do it. And for Alliance University, they snapped their losing streak. For the Dolphins, their winning streak is over at 2 games. And a shorthanded Dolphins unit hopefully is not any more shorthanded heading into their next game. David Shkolny appears okay as he heads to shake hands with the Warriors. But for the Dolphins, it is a final. The win streak is over at 2. CSI drops this one 97-80.
Tough pill to swallow here for the Dolphins. They came in with all the momentum. And Alliance University came in with 6 straight losses. So a change in fortune here for both teams. Dolphins head on the road here for the rest of 2022. Unfortunately, suffering defeat here, 97-80. Joe, early on, the Dolphins had that quick lead early on, scored 9 points real quick, but after that, it was all Warriors. They never looked back.
Story in this game, the shooting for Alliance. That's what propelled them to the lead, and somehow they managed to shoot it even better in the second half. You'd never know it. By the way that half went, the Dolphins were able to chip into that 28-point lead, but Alliance shot the ball incredibly well tonight. The Dolphins simply couldn't keep up with that. CSI did win the turnover battle, and that's what kept them close in this game. Turnovers favored Staten Island 13-18. However, the Dolphins in this game were out-rebounded by 15. That certainly hurt them quite a bit on their way to a defeat.
Alliance University also, Joe, 16 points from the free throw line. Pretty much the difference in this game.
And for us, that will wrap up our coverage of NCAA Division II men's basketball for the College of Staten Island. They fall to 3-7 on the season. For Alliance, they pick up the win and improve to 5-7. Our next basketball broadcast will be on New Year's Eve, December 31st, 2022, as CSI women's basketball will be back at home on the tank, for their final home matchup of the 2022 calendar year. Once again, women's basketball dropped their game earlier tonight on the road against Caldwell University. On New Year's Eve, the Dolphins will host Adelphi. I mistakenly said Pace earlier in the evening. The Dolphins will host Adelphi University on Saturday, December 31st, 2022. So until then, this has been Joe Foreman, alongside my broadcast partner, Nick Durst. And from all of us here at the College of Staten Island, we say thank you for watching. Once again, be sure to tune in on New Year's Eve. And because we won't have a chance to say it beforehand, we wish everyone a happy holidays from all of us here at the College of Staten Island. We hope you enjoy the holiday season. We'll see you back here on New Year's Eve.